Hey guys, Rick with RallySport Direct here. Hope you are all doing well. And today we're going to talk about Cobb's latest achievement, and that is specific for the MK7 GTI with a DSG transmission. And it is basically their DSG update, right, on the Accessport. So if you're familiar with the MK7 GTI, particularly the DSG model, you already know that the transmission is basically the weak point when building these cars, and Cobb has come to the rescue with an update for their Accessport, and that is the DSG specific tuning maps. Now, let's talk about some of the advantages of running the Cobb Accessport. Well, it's an all-in-one plug and play device that you can literally install at home, and it also includes all of the maps that Cobb makes, and this goes for both engine maps as well as DSG maps, as long as you selected that option. The best thing about it is if you do upgrade, you want more power in the future, something like that, you don't need to buy additional tunes. It all comes included, ready for you just to switch it essentially on the fly. So what about the install? It's honestly one of the easiest parts of the Accessport. So with the OBD2 cable already plugged into the car, we take our other end here, plug it directly into the Accessport, hop in, turn the ignition to on. We're gonna wait for that to load up. Now, if this is your first time installing an Accessport on the vehicle, you will be prompted with an option to either install just the engine mapping or both engine and DSG, or DSG by itself. Because we already had this installed for the engine specifically, we're just going to install the DSG portion of it. So we're going to run down to Tune, Install to DSG, which means install the Accessport to your transmission computer DSG. We're going to hit OK, and then it's going to ask you to confirm your vehicle. Just go ahead and hit Continue once you do that. And then it's going to give you the different maps that you can install on there. So I would either say OEM Plus or Sport. Let's go ahead and throw Sport on there. A battery charger is recommended. Perfect. And it's going to run through the install. Now, this is something that does take a little bit of time, and when I say a little bit, I mean go grab yourself a cup of coffee and then come back and it should be good. So right now it's going to start the process. So we're just going to go ahead and let this install. We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, we're back. Let's see if this thing is done, and it looks like it is. So once it finishes loading onto the ECU or the transmission's ECU, it's gonna tell you to turn the ignition key off and then back on, and then immediately hit OK. And then it's gonna clear all the active trouble codes from the vehicle. We'll just wait for it to do that. And installation is successful. We're gonna turn the key to the off position for at least 15 seconds before starting the car. Okay, Accessport. So let's talk about all right, now this is better. Okay, so I wanted to go over what each individual map does, because when you're installing the Accessport, it'll ask you which one you want to install, and you might be wondering, well, which one should I install? And honestly, it doesn't really matter, because once you have this installed onto the DSG's ECU, it's pretty quick to switch between the different maps. But it also is important to know what you're getting. So the very first one and least aggressive is what Cobb calls simulated stock, which is basically stock. Now, the only reason I could see you wanting to run that is maybe to justify your purchase, so you can always switch back to the stock map and be like, oh, holy, yeah, that makes a very big difference. Now, their first aggressive style mapping is what they call OEM Plus. Now, I should mention, all of the maps above simulated stock are going to increase the clutch plate pressure, so you're basically free to start modifying the car above stage 1. Now, with that said, the torque limits are also removed. The ECUs on these cars are very torque based and can actually limit the amount of torque that you get based off of what it's seen. So that's no longer there. So it allows the engine to give you as much torque as possible, which is always a nice thing. Next, you get a nice little gear display in the digital dash. A nice little touch. I think it's kind of cool. And last, and the biggest thing to me is, well, you get rid of that delay between shifts. I don't know why these transmissions have that delay. It's programmed in, but it gets rid of that, and that to me is one of the biggest things. Next up is the Sport mode. Now, Sport mode is going to give you all of the benefits of OEM Plus with a few added goodies. Mainly, forced up shifts, gone. Forced down shifts in manual mode, also gone, which is a huge thing. And in Sport mode, your RPMs, basically where the ECU will want to shift for you, goes up about 400 or 500 RPM, so you can carry the gears a little bit longer and also get you right back into the power band on the next gear. And then also the shift points under wide open throttle are optimized. They call it for the IS38 turbo, but really even on a stock turbo, it's significantly better than stock. And last is their aggressive mode. Now, this is obviously their most aggressive map. Again, you get all the benefits of the OEM Plus and the Sport mode. However, you get even more aggressive shift points, and in Sport mode in 5th gear, they've also raised the rev limit to 6,200 RPMs as well. And this is mainly going to be for your IS38 cars, your stage 3 plus type cars, where you're really pushing power through that transmission, and it's really optimized for high torque and high power. With the ease of installation, along with all of its incredible features, I guess the next question you have to ask yourself is, well, is it right for me? Well, if you're wanting to get more power out of your GTI and you want to do it safely and reliably, then it's kind of a no-brainer. With Cobb packaging everything into this Accessport that you can install at your house in under 30 minutes, it gives you an easy mod path beyond, say just stage 1, that also includes the DSG transmission maps that are needed to go beyond stage 1. It makes it incredibly easy to extract really impressive numbers out of this car. So if you are looking for more power, I would highly recommend you at least start with the Accessport. It's going to give you the backbone to building your car up. And the best part is you're not having to rebuy tunes or anything like that, because it all comes included on this. I'll throw a link in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If not, well, give me a thumbs down. It won't hurt my feelings. That's all the time we've got for you today. See you guys next time.